Have you ever wondered how an airplane can survive a lightning strike or carry more people than the population of a small city? Flying might feel ordinary today, but the truth is, the world of aviation is filled with jaw-dropping secrets that most people don't know. Welcome to the Mind Metrics. In this video, we're uncovering 30 incredible plane facts that will completely change the way you think about flying. From record-breaking flights to mind-blowing engineering, get ready to have your curiosity take off, because what you're about to learn will truly elevate your knowledge. Fact 1. The Wright brothers' first flight in 1903 lasted just 12 seconds and covered 120 feet. This moment on December 17, 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, marked the dawn of aviation. The flight may have been shorter than the wingspan of a modern jumbo jet, but it proved powered flight was possible. Within just a few decades, aviation advanced so quickly that humans went from that tiny hop to crossing oceans and even breaking the sound barrier. It's one of the greatest leaps in technological progress in human history. Fact 2. Commercial planes typically cruise at around 35,000 feet. That's higher than Mount Everest, which is 29,032 feet tall. Flying at this height saves fuel because the air is thinner, meaning less drag on the aircraft. It also allows planes to avoid most weather disturbances, making flights smoother and more efficient. Passengers inside, however, don't feel the extreme altitude thanks to cabin pressurization, which simulates the air pressure at about 6,000 to 8,000 feet above sea level. In fact 3, a Boeing 747 is made up of over 6 million parts. Every screw, rivet, wire, panel, and engine piece contributes to one of the most iconic planes ever built. The Boeing 747, introduced in 1969, became known as the Queen of the Skies. Building one requires massive coordination, as components are sourced from factories around the world and assembled with astonishing precision. Compared to the roughly 30,000 parts in a car, the complexity of an aircraft shows just how much engineering goes into keeping planes safe. Fact 4. Pilots and co-pilots usually eat different meals. This precaution prevents both pilots from getting sick from the same contaminated dish. For example, one might eat chicken while the other eats beef. While food poisoning is extremely rare, aviation is built on layers of safety, and this small rule ensures at least one pilot remains healthy to fly if the worst were to happen. It's a simple but effective safeguard. Fact 5. The world's busiest airport is Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Located in Georgia, USA, it handles over 100 million passengers annually. Its dominance comes from being a major hub for connecting flights across North America and beyond. The airport's efficiency and sheer size make it a global leader in passenger traffic. On an average day, more than 275,000 people pass through its gates, more than the population of some small countries. Fact 6. Some modern planes can fly for over 20 hours non-stop. Thanks to innovations like lightweight composite materials, more efficient engines, and expanded fuel tanks, airlines can now fly ultra-long-haul routes. For example, Singapore Airlines operates one of the longest commercial flights in the world, from Singapore to New York, lasting about 19 hours. These flights cover nearly half the globe in a single journey, a feat that would have seemed impossible just a generation ago. Fact 7. Airplane tires can withstand 38 tons of pressure and land at speeds of 170 miles per hour. Each landing is a violent event for a tire, as it must accelerate from 0 to hundreds of miles per hour in seconds. Airplane tires are specially designed to absorb this shock while carrying immense weight. They're filled with nitrogen instead of regular air to reduce the risk of explosion from heat. And while car tires may last tens of thousands of miles, airplane tires are changed after only a few hundred landings to guarantee safety. Fact 8. The black box isn't black, it's bright orange. Flight recorders are essential for investigating accidents. Painted orange with reflective strips, they are easier to spot among wreckage. They are built to survive crashes, explosions, deep ocean pressure, and extreme heat. Each box records both technical flight data and cockpit audio, providing investigators with the crucial clues needed to understand what happened during a flight. Fact 9. There are more than 100,000 flights every day worldwide. At any given moment, about 10,000 planes are in the air. This massive aerial network connects countries, cultures, and economies, making aviation one of the most important industries in the modern world. In fact, if air travel suddenly stopped, the global economy would grind to a halt, showing just how essential planes are to everyday life. Fact 10, English is the universal language of aviation. This rule ensures that pilots and air traffic controllers worldwide can communicate clearly. Established by the International Civil Aviation Organization, it reduces the risk of misunderstandings during international flights. Even if a Chinese airline is landing in Brazil, the conversation between the cockpit and the control tower will always be conducted in English. Fact 11, the outside temperature at cruising altitude can reach minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 51 degrees Celsius. That's colder than Antarctica on its coldest days. At these extreme temperatures, exposed human skin would freeze in seconds. Airplanes are built with insulation and powerful heating systems to maintain safe and comfortable cabin conditions, protecting both passengers and the sensitive electronics on board. Fact 12, turbulence feels scary, but it's rarely dangerous. To passengers, turbulence may feel like the plane is dropping suddenly, but in reality, it's usually only moving a few feet up or down. Planes are designed to withstand forces far greater than turbulence ever produces. Pilots are trained to handle it safely, and they often use weather radar and flight reports to minimize the bumps as much as possible. Fact 13, planes are designed to withstand lightning strikes. In fact, every commercial aircraft is struck by lightning about once per year. The metal exterior of the plane acts as a conductor, channeling electricity around the cabin and back into the atmosphere. Passengers are completely safe, and in most cases, they don't even realize it has happened. Fact 14, the Concorde could fly from London to New York in just 3.5 hours. This supersonic passenger jet was one of the fastest planes ever built, cruising at over twice the speed of sound. Flying at Mach 2, passengers could cross the Atlantic in less than half the normal time. Although retired in 2003 due to high operating costs and environmental concerns, Concorde remains an icon of aviation history. Fact 15, the Airbus A380 is the largest passenger plane in the world. This double-decker giant can carry over 850 people in an all-economy configuration. With 4 powerful engines and wings the size of a football field, the A380 redefined what a passenger plane could be. Despite its size, it is so quiet and smooth that passengers often describe flying in it as more comfortable than smaller jets. Fact 16, the shortest commercial flight in the world lasts just 57 seconds. Operated in Scotland, this flight covers a distance of only 1.7 miles, between the islands of Westray and Papa Westray in the Orkney Islands. For comparison, that's shorter than some airport runways. Despite its tiny length, it plays an important role in connecting remote communities. Fact 17, airplane wings are tested to extreme limits before certification. Engineers bend the wings upward during stress tests, sometimes up to 90 degrees, to prove their strength. While wings flex during normal flight, these tests show they can handle far more stress than passengers will ever experience. This rigorous testing ensures safety even in extreme conditions. Fact 18, cabin air is refreshed every 2 to 3 minutes. Many people think airplane air is stale, but the truth is quite the opposite. Modern planes use advanced HEPA filters that capture 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. The air in the cabin is circulated and replaced constantly, making it cleaner than the air in most offices or public buildings. Fact 19, jet fuel is actually a type of kerosene. Known as Jet A1, it's similar to diesel but designed to withstand the freezing temperatures and high performance required for flight. On long-haul flights, planes can carry hundreds of thousands of liters of this fuel, making it one of the heaviest parts of the aircraft. Fact 20, modern planes can land themselves. Thanks to autopilot and instrument landing systems, planes are capable of performing fully automated landings in low visibility conditions. While pilots remain in control and monitor the process, technology ensures accuracy and safety, especially during fog or heavy storms. Fact 21, the fastest plane ever built was the SR-71 Blackbird. This Cold War reconnaissance aircraft could fly at speeds over 2,100 miles per hour, or about Mach 3. At such speeds, the airframe would heat up so much that parts of the plane were made of titanium to withstand the extreme temperatures. Even today, decades after its retirement, the SR-71 holds the record for fastest air-breathing manned aircraft. Fact 22, only about 5% of the world's population has ever flown on a plane. While air travel feels normal to many people in developed countries, the majority of the global population has never experienced it. This shows both how special flying still is and how much potential growth remains in the aviation industry as more people gain access to flights. Fact 23, flying is one of the safest forms of transportation. Statistically, you're more likely to be struck by lightning than die in a plane crash. Stringent safety standards, constant inspections, and highly trained pilots all contribute to making air travel far safer than driving a car. For every 1 billion passenger miles traveled, flying has fewer fatalities than any other major form of transport. Fact 24. Oxygen masks only provide about 12 to 15 minutes of oxygen. That may sound frightening, but it's more than enough time for the pilot to descend to a lower altitude where breathable air is available. These emergency masks are there to bridge the gap between cabin depressurization and reaching a safe altitude. Fact 25. Cargo planes sometimes carry live animals. From horses and exotic zoo animals to even whales in special cases, cargo planes are adapted to transport living creatures safely across the globe. These planes are equipped with climate control in special areas to ensure the animals remain healthy during the journey. Fact 26. Airplane windows are round for safety reasons. In the early days of jet travel, square windows caused stress points in the fuselage, leading to dangerous cracks. After accidents in the 1950s, engineers switched to rounded windows, which distribute pressure evenly and prevent catastrophic failure. Fact 27. A Boeing 747's wingspan is longer than the Wright brothers' first flight. The wings of a 747 stretch about 211 feet, while the Wright brothers' first flight covered just 120 feet. This incredible comparison shows how far aviation has come in just over a century. Fact 28. Those little fins on airplane wings are called winglets. Winglets help reduce drag and improve fuel efficiency by smoothing out the airflow around the tips of the wings. They may look small, but across thousands of flights, they save airlines millions of gallons of fuel every year and greatly reduce carbon emissions. Fact 29. The Boeing 747 has carried over 3.5 billion people. That's nearly half of the Earth's current population. Since its introduction, this aircraft has connected the world in ways few machines ever have, making it one of the most important planes in history. Fact 30. The emergency distress call Mayday comes from French. It originates from the phrase Mayday, which means help me. This call was adopted internationally in the 1920s as a clear, easily understood signal for pilots in distress. It remains the universal emergency call to this day. And that wraps up our journey through 30 incredible plane facts. From the Wright brothers' humble first flight to modern marvels soaring across the globe, aviation never stops amazing us. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive. This is the Mind Metrics, where curiosity takes flight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and like always, stay curious.